If you're a wedding professional or a creative business owner and you're technically booked, but you still don't feel like you're operating at the level you should be, this video is for you because what you're experiencing isn't a motivation problem, a work ethic problem, or even a skill problem. It's an identity perception and a positioning problem. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. What I want to do in this video is walk you through 3 shifts you can make immediately that will change how clients perceive you, how you price your work, and how your brand and website either support your growth or quietly hold it back. And I want you to walk away from this, not just with inspiration, but with real clarity and a couple of things you can actually apply this week. Here's the tension that I see constantly. You're getting inquiries, you're booking work, your calendar isn't empty, and on paper, everything looks like it's moving in the right direction. But at the same time, you still find yourself explaining your value on calls, negotiating your price more than you'd like to, and feeling weird charging more than you are, and quietly wondering why people with less experience or less talent seem to be operating at a completely different level. That gap between being booked and being positioned is where most creatives get stuck. And a lot of them stay there for years without even realizing it because we love the creativity so much that we forget to dig deep. We forget to change our perspective. This usually shows up as a kind of quiet frustration. Things are technically working, but they don't feel aligned. Your website looks fine and your work is great. Your clients are happy, but in the back of your mind, there's a thought you can't shake. I should be further than this by now because so-and-so is further. And if that sounds familiar, nothing is wrong with you. It just means that your brand hasn't caught up to who you are. I see this all the time with wedding filmmakers. They've evolved creatively. Their taste level is higher. They understand their couples better. They've matured in how they approach storytelling and business, but their brand and website are still introducing them as who they were 2 or 3 years ago, maybe much longer. And when it's been so long, there's such a big disconnect happening because you're doing next level work while being perceived at a previous level. So let's talk about how to fix it. The first shift is understanding that being booked does not mean being positioned. Booking inquiries doesn't automatically mean your brand is doing its job. A lot of people confuse activity with alignment. But if you still find yourself explaining your value on calls, defending your pricing, or feel like you need to convince people you're worth it, your positioning's a bit unclear. When your positioning is clear, your brand does a lot of the heavy lifting for you before you ever get on the call. This is where understanding your business identity becomes really important. Honestly, I think it's the most important thing that you can do as a business owner. Your identity as a business isn't just what you do, it's how you want to be known, who you serve best, what kind of experience you create, and what kind of work you're actually building your life around. When that identity is fuzzy or confusing, your messaging becomes fuzzy. Your website becomes generic or confusing, and your clients come in so unsure. And confusion always leads to more selling, more explaining, more friction. And when I say selling, I mean that feeling. A really simple action step for this is to audit one page today. So I want you to do this. Your homepage headline. What's the first thing that people see? What is the headline? Your portfolio intro. What is the first piece of work that they see from you? Or even the first question on your inquiry form. Ask yourself honestly, does this attract my dream client or does it try to explain me to everyone? If it's the second one, that's your bottleneck. So there you go. Because when you try to speak to everyone, you end up resonating deeply with no one. The second shift is realizing that your website might actually be repelling the right clients. Most wedding filmmakers design their sites for peers, not buyers. They send it to their sister to look over. They send it to their friends to look over. They focus on showing what they do, how many films they've shot, what cameras they use, where they've traveled. But couples aren't looking to hire a camera. Imagine that. They're looking to feel understood, confident, and taken care of. They're looking for someone who sees their story the way that they do, someone who genuinely cares for them. A good website doesn't just showcase your work. It positions you. It pre-qualifies your clients, it sets expectations, it tells the right people you're in the right place, and it tells the wrong people, get out of here. Really, it just says this isn't for you. That's what allows you to raise your prices without your leads volume collapsing. This is why clarity matters so much. The couples you actually want to work with aren't buying more films. They're buying confidence in their decision. They're buying trust. They're buying the feeling that you give them. Try rewriting your homepage into using this simple framework. I help specific couple who value an emotion or outcome experience their wedding through films that feel a distinctive quality. That one sentence forces you to define your identity, your audience, and your value, and that clarity will immediately shift who your site attracts and how your leads feel. The third shift is this. Growth plateaus are almost always branding problems. And I know it might sound like a guy that owns a branding studio is going to say that, but I truly believe it, or I wouldn't own a branding studio. If you've been stuck at the same price point for years, it's not your talent. You don't need a better camera. It's your messaging, your identity, and honestly, your consistency a lot of times. Most creatives outgrow their brand long before they realize it, and they spend years trying to push forward with tools that were built for a version of themselves that they no longer are, a version that just doesn't exist anymore. On paper, answer this question. If I raise my prices 30% tomorrow, what would feel misaligned? Maybe it's your website. Maybe it's the kind of leads you're getting. Maybe it's your process. It could be your delivery or just your confidence in how you show up. Whatever comes up is exactly what needs to be fixed first. Here's the truth. Your next level isn't unlocked by working harder. I know we all like to think that. It's unlocked by getting clear about who you are, what you offer, and who your services are for. Your brand and website shouldn't just be a portfolio. They should be a filter. They should protect your energy, support your pricing, and attract clients who already believe in what you do. And when that filter finally matches your identity, everything in your business gets lighter. So if this resonates with you, I've got resources for you. The good news is I do a lot of business coaching where we walk through things together, one-on-one. The other thing that I've got is my Creative Cabana studio, where we can do branding, we can help with identity. And if you're a creative who's booked but still feels stuck, this is your sign. It's time to stop playing at the level your old brand created. You've outgrown it. Thanks for watching, friend. Remember to enjoy the journey.